Hello, my name is Amber Jane Trent. This is going to be for GEB 4890. It's actually going to be my Tableau analysis of the data here presented in front of you. It's going to be airline data. It shows a lot of numerical values presented for different airlines at different years. It's going to include largeness of company based on employee set, number of employees. It's also going to show you things like assets, debts, revenue, profit, return on assets, everything like that. So I just wanted to showcase how I analyze this data and provide it to an easy concept to you. Sheet 1, first off, I looked at all this data and I was like, let me get a comprehension of what airlines I'm looking at and their size. So that's going to be presented here by the number of employees per airline as well. I then wanted to know, based on the size of the companies, how's that affecting that of the revenue that they're bringing in, which will further affect and be able to be compared to their profit and debt, in which they also have within the company for the airline industry. Here is going to be that debt, which I just discussed. You can tell that there's going to be different size lines here. That also is going to show their size. So here up top, you have one of the largest airline companies in the industry being American Airline, and all the way here at the bottom, you have something such as Allegiant being one of the smallest with a very thin line. As well, we are going to be looking at profit by the revenue by the airline company, because we want to know how much money is actually being brought in and how much is being kept within the industry. So here we're going to be looking at my dashboard. And looking at this dashboard, you're going to have different graphs, which I've created based on the industry data provided to me. We're going to look at this graph here on the left-hand side first. And on this, you can obviously that there's going to be some companies such as American Airlines, United, Delta that are going to be some of the largest. You also can see that Southwest is only like 100,000 employees, a little bit lower, but we're going to actually be looking at American first. This is going to be the largest airline as of 2019 in the industry with over 500,000 employees. You can see that the other graphs are going to be changing just a little bit. And I want to show here that there's around $43,000 of revenue being brought in. But as you can see as well, over the past couple of years, their debt has plateaued, increased, and plateaued again. And this could have something to do with the fact that their profit, although their revenue is going to be $43,000, obviously they're not making as much profit, being under $10,000 of profit actually going into that company and is being kept. I also just wanted to click on Delta just to show another comparison here. When you click on Delta, you can see a similar amount of revenue being created by the company of $43,000 as well, just like that of the largest company of American. But it's interesting to see that their profit is well above that of American Airlines. Although it's not an extremely massive amount, it is going to be about $10,000 more in profit. And that could be actually expressed by their data. By this data being their debt. Their debt is at a slow incline, and that could be for many, many reasons within the company. Things are changing, but it also can be told that Delta is probably in the industry the most favorable of customers, because their profit margins are going to be much larger than that of the largest company, because their debt here is going to be, yes, about the same. It's actually a lower average than that of American was, but their profit margins based on their revenue is just absolutely extremely larger. However, there is going to be a flip side looking at this type of data, of course, and that's going to be that of your smaller companies being Allegiant, which I pointed out earlier on the smaller graph, and then it's going to be something such as Spirit. So let's just click on the smallest, largest here, Spirit, and you're going to see this as one of the smallest companies, right? They have 3,000 only, and that's going to be 30,000, 35,000 less than that of the larger companies in which we just analyzed through this data. Also, their profit margins, although profit margins compared to debt are not too large, they're not making great profit, and that possibly is for countless amounts of reasons. One, looking at this debt chart down here, the line graph, you see over the 3 years they've been only increasing in debt. However, the line itself is getting larger. The number of employees that they're hiring is getting massive. It's almost 4,000 larger than here in 2016. So that only means that Spirit's putting in greater efforts to expand their company, maybe greater market. And maybe that's why that of their total profit is in the lower margins right now. But over in the past 3 years, you can see that this company is on the rise. They're trying to become more favorable, like that of Delta, in which we just expressed. And they want to do more. So that's just something, a really interesting takeaway. And overall, the airline industry, it's doing well, but there's room for improvement. And this concludes my analysis. So thank you very much.